Yo, I just got word that there's a DDoS attack happening on campus, and I'm so excited. They're evacuating all the students. I can't wait to get out of class. And what's going on here?
You know a DDoS attack is a literal attack, right?
Like,
Still got class.
What?
Yeah.
So, it's not an actual emergency?
No. It's not.
But I heard that they were evacuating and stuff.
You were misinformed, sir.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well,
We got a quiz.
I don't know what to do with myself now. Hello, viewers, and welcome to UMD Cyber News 7. We're your hosts. I'm Sheldon Akinramisi,
And I'm Gideon Olsende.
and we're bringing to you the latest news in the cyber world. Today's headline includes a DDoS attack that targeted ELMS, otherwise known as Canvas, which is the university's database course. Students rejoiced as now that ELMS is down, they have a legitimate excuse to procrastinate on their assignments.
Currently, we are unsure of the perpetrators, but the Division of Information Technology is hard at work trying to restore the service. But now you are probably wondering, what is a DDoS attack and why is it performed?
Now, what is a DDoS attack, you ask? A distributed denial of service attack, also known as DDoS, is defined by the company Cloudflare as a malicious attack that targets a server, network, or service that overwhelms it with internet traffic, which disrupts normal traffic. A DDoS attack is performed by gaining control of a network. You would need to infect other computers with malware, allowing you to take control of them. These infected computers are called bots, and once you have your bots together, you form a bonnet, which allows you to perform the DDoS attack. DDoS are at their best when you have a bonnet ready as your source of traffic. With this in mind, what are the consequences of a DDoS attack that companies have to face?
According to Tim Murphy of CSO Online, there are multiple types of risks that companies face. There are financial risks, as with the server or network down, there is a loss of revenue and customers have to be compensated for the downtime. According to Tim Matthews of Encapsula, 49% of DDoS attacks last between 6 to 24 hours. This means that with an estimated cost of $40,000 per hour, the average DDoS cost can be assessed at about $500,000. There are legal risks as well, as if the confidential user data is compromised, then the company must face legal consequences if they have not lived up to their service level agreements. There is also a tarnish to the company's reputation, as a loss of revenue and stock prices, as well as failing to defend against the attack could hurt consumers' view of them. Oddly enough, with all the consequences that come from a DDoS attack, according to Digital Attack Map, it only costs about $150 to buy a DDoS attack on the black market.
There are actually a few recent incidents that involve DDoS attacks. According to Sam Kotler of GitHub, a DDoS attack occurred towards GitHub's website on February 28, 2018, between the hours of 5:21 p.m. and 5:30 p.m. Central Time. The attack originated from over 1,000 different autonomous systems across tens of thousands of unique endpoints. It was an amplification attack using the memcache-based approach described above that peaked at 1.35 terabytes via 1.269 million packets per second. Another DDoS attack occurred 2 years prior on October 21, 2016. According to Daryl Errington and Kate Conger of TechCrunch, popular websites such as Twitter, SoundCloud, Spotify, and Shopify were attacked. According to Dave Lewis of Forbes, the company DIN was hit with 3 DDoS attacks that day. The outages are the results of several distributed denial of service attacks on the DNS provider DIN, the company confirmed. Another DDoS attack occurred even 2 years prior to the one on DIN. On February 11, 2014, Katie Thompson of CNBC reported that Cloudflare's data centers have been hit with DDoS attack. The CEO of Cloudflare, Matthew Prince, tweeted that the attack exceeded 400 gigabytes per second, slowing down the company's network. With DDoS attacks happening regularly, we have a few recommendations for the companies that could help them protect against these attacks.
In order to better protect your company, we have a few recommendations for you on how you might be able to do that. A technical recommendation would be to implement multi-level protection in your network. This means that you should have multiple layers of defenses to help protect against cyber threats. For example, a combination of using an anti-spam, a virtual private network, and a firewall alone offers you extra strength towards protecting your network. This could also even work toward identifying and eliminating the threat before it is even able to infiltrate your network. A policy recommendation would be to develop a denial of service response plan. If a plan is put into place on how to deal with DDoS attacks, then when you do happen to be attacked, then you will be prepared to counter against it. Otherwise, the defenses you currently have in place would be wasted, as you wouldn't have a proper response plan that guides you through the situation effectively. According to Boana Dobron of Phoenix NAP, when DDoS hits, there is no time to think about the best steps to take. They need to be defined in advance to enable prompt reactions and avoid any impacts. An educational recommendation would be that you should implement training programs for employees that educates them on what a DDoS attack is, how to identify one, and the measures that they should take in order to counter it. And so that employees don't forget what they've learned, an interactive drill should be included to give them experience as to how a DDoS attack occurs and what they should do in response to one. With these recommendations in place, we believe you would be working towards better protecting your company from DDoS attacks, and thus saving your company hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Well, that was an interesting segment, now wasn't it? To recap, a DDoS attack is an attack that targets a server, network, or service and overwhelms it with internet traffic in an attempt to bring it down. The outcome of a DDoS attack comes with legal and financial risks for companies and a tarnish to their reputation. There have been a few noteworthy DDoS attacks in most recent years that shows that DDoS attacks are still common.
According to Jeff Melnick of Netrix, DDoS attacks are one of the top 10 cyber attacks that occur within the cyber world. With a statistic like that, it's important that companies have measures to protect themselves against these types of attacks, or have a plan if one does occur. Following our recommendations could even help these types of companies out. In the meantime, we do hope that our viewers feel a little more informed about what a DDoS attack is. We'll be right back with an update on the Elm server status.